Good evening and welcome to the Kim B. Davis Show. I'm your host, Kim B. Davis, and this evening we have one of our favorite guests on. We have Mr. Eric Harp. He is our certified professional fitness trainer and our educator. Good evening, Mr. Harp. How are you?
I'm doing well, Mr. Davis, and it's a pleasure to be on. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. It is always a pleasure to sit with you. So let's get right to it. We are talking about anger and physical fitness. And is there a connection?
Which one first?
Right. But before we get to that, we got to do what we always do. We got to talk current topics. So, of course,
boy, oh boy,
it's a lot. So I'm just going to give you a couple facts. It is May 2023. We are at 202 mass shootings in the United States.
And what day of the year are we on?
We are at May 23rd.
Let me wipe my face off of that one. My goodness.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
And
oh my goodness.
We have states like Tennessee that have done open carry, Texas, Florida, which takes me to Ron DeSantis versus Donald Trump. It's a never-ending saga. We have in our own great state of Michigan, we have our own we've had a couple, but we had the terrible tragedy that happened in Oxford, Michigan, where Ethan Crumbley shot up his school. His parents are on trial because, of course, they gave him the gun and they were on the run, and there's a whole lot to that story. But what was interesting, there was just some type of a court proceeding where they said, blame our son, do not blame us. Oh, Mr. Harp, I don't know how you're going to digest that. And then, of course, we have the debt ceiling. So break it down into little bites where we can understand what is happening.
I want to talk about a little something else first.
Okay, go right ahead.
This subway killing.
Oh, yes. This
Jordan Neely.
Yes. Homeless man.
Mm-hmm.
Had nothing.
Choked out by an ex-military
veteran. Yes.
Now, this military man is being applauded, of course,
for
being a good Samaritan. But my question is, when is killing somebody being a good Samaritan?
I would ask the same question, Mr. Harp.
We spend a lot of time listening and hearing many people complain about their First Amendment rights, which is freedom of speech. Now, I don't know about you or anybody else that's listening, but if my man is only talking and making noises, then he's got the freedom to do that. Now, as irritating as it might be, he still got the freedom to do that. Now, from what I've also heard from the many reports, there was no imminent danger, no physical threats, or I would say danger, maybe threats, I don't know, but no physical danger. And then the man comes up behind him and chokes him out. Now, again, I don't know for you or anybody else listening, I don't know what kind of self-defense you're going to be in being behind somebody. But this is murder. This is murder. Now, he got him for manslaughter, but he murdered somebody. He just murdered somebody. All right. And the taking of a life, he's getting applauded for. For being a good Samaritan. And that just, with all the killings, mass shootings and all of that, this is just ridiculous.
And I want to add another statistic. There was a national study that was done that said that we are in a mental health crisis in this country, especially with young people. And one of the things that stuck out to me in the Jordan Neely case, he was homeless, but he was also experiencing mental health issues. And because he kept falling through the cracks, because he was homeless, and with all the things that come with that, there weren't necessarily services or places that he could go that would accept him. And people were trying to help him, but he just, for whatever reason, the criteria that was needed, he didn't meet it until he met this gentleman who decided that the inconvenience of someone shouting and having a moment. And yes, it is uncomfortable. It is inconvenient. It can be scary because if you've ever been somewhere and somebody's yelling, you don't know what somebody's going to do. I get it. I get it. However, never have I ever thought, oh, let me walk up to somebody and choke them out, because I know what to do. And if I kill somebody, it's okay, because I just took somebody off the planet who's never going to come back, because I have the right to do that.
Right. Here we go with this right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, here we go with the First Amendment right.
Mm-hmm.
No
Mm-hmm.
rights. We don't have the right to kill anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And God doesn't give rights. God gives laws.
Yes. And what's one
God
of the 10 commandments? What's one of the 10 commandments, Mr. Hart?
Do not kill. Thou shalt not kill.
Thank you.
So here we go.
Mm-hmm.
This has happened.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as tragic as that is, we'll have to wait and see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, back to the topic at hand with the mass shootings. This is just ridiculous. We just celebrated a year of the Uvalde massacre.
And the parents are watching the video and having this a similar reaction as if it just happened.
The a school shooting, they just released the videos with the kids coming out. And I'm sorry, I can't remember the school. It's been so many.
Mm-hmm.
But that the parents watched the videos for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And that was heart-wrenching.
Mm-hmm.
Again, when we have these mass shootings, they're involving kids.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're involving kids.
Mm-hmm.
We have a man who shot up a university that's on trial right now.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere we go, we have mass shootings, like you said, 220. Mm-hmm. And yet states like Tennessee and Florida have just recently passed new laws for open carry.
Mm-hmm.
Now, not just open carry, but relax the restrictions on purchasing weapons. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All while we're trying to find a way to curb this gun violence. Mm-hmm. And the man who signed this into law is going to run for president.
Right.
Ron DeSantis in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing makes sense. Everything's upside down.
Absolutely.
And we're about to see Ron DeSantis and Trump get into a heated battle, because though Trump is under conviction, he can still run for president. Mm-hmm. And recently, African-American Tim Scott from South Carolina just threw his hat into the ring.
Yes, he did.
Who's going to also go against the current governor of South Carolina, Nikki Haley. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a cluster in the Republican Party. And,
yes.
The next several months are going to pan out, which leads us currently into the debt ceiling. Mm-hmm. The chief financial officer of the United States, Janet Yellen, just said that we're set to run out of money by early June. Mm-hmm. According to my math, that's just what, a week from now?
That's a week. Memorial Day is next week.
So we're getting close. And just to hear and read about what's going on, about the refusing to budge on this side and please, please, please on the other side. Mm-hmm. It's just another topsy-turvy situation. I have no answers. I have nothing but questions.
Yes.
And I feel like shaking my head every day. And I stay abreast. I try to stay abreast on all of the goings on in our world today. Mm-hmm. And I'm just shaking my head with this. I can't believe it. We got whistleblowers. Mm-hmm. We've got FBI whistleblowers who are not really whistleblowers. They just mad because they got their security clearances taken away. Mm-hmm. And we're spending thousands, millions of dollars for them to go through this ridiculousness.
Yes.
All because you did it to Trump. The Russia hoax. Mm-hmm. It's our turn. So I don't even like talking about it because it's that ridiculous, you know, and I know we have to, but it's that ridiculous.
It is. But I want to go back to something because I forgot to mention this. So we have an NBA player in Ja Morant who was on video with a gun from Tennessee, or he's in Tennessee, plays from the Memphis Grizzlies. And isn't it ironic when you talk about topsy-turvy? So we're in an open carry state. However, he's catching all kinds of grief from the NBA because the NBA said, "Oh, what are you doing? You flashing a gun in a video? Who told you could do that?" Oh, well, no. That breaks that breaks all of our clauses.
That's Black in America.
It is.
That's being Black in America.
It is. And so talk about it, Mr. Harp.
You know, there is a blatant double standard. You know, for one, let's be clear. As a professional basketball player, he shouldn't be doing this.
I agree. I do.
Making this kind of money, being this kind of role model, there's absolutely no way in his right mind he should be doing that anyway. There's no excuses. He's young. He's influenced by the current goings on of this generation. No, social media is out of control, so we got to show everything that we do.
Right.
So young, doesn't know the difference, you know, doesn't know the word decorum. Doesn't know the word decorum. And, you know, I don't know this day at what age many people will reach that level. You know, will reach that level of just maturity, wisdom. You know, kids today talk back like it's nothing. Kids today, you know, even the situations that may leave them on their own to handle things that they don't need to handle. This extra growing up at the wrong time has also produced, you know, the tyranny and the rebellion, you know, that the young people have, you know, mixed with the open platforms that every social media platform is giving them.
Yes.
You know, so this is me, this is who I am, and I don't care who knows it. And sometimes that's going to get you in trouble. Because we don't need to know all of that about you.
Exactly.
You know, and so Ja Morant got caught up, and unfortunately he's in the process of losing a lot of money. Because once the sponsors pull out,
it's a wrap.
He's not so much of a commodity anymore. And the only thing he'll be known for is the negative situation. And now, not being the superstar, you know, hurts the franchise. And once you hurt the franchise, they might just let you go.
Right.
You know, so Ja Morant's in trouble, and he's got to keep his nose clean. You know, this is the second time he's done some stupid stuff. You know, and this is not the first, this is the second. And so 3 strikes you're out, we'll see what happens.
Right.
You know, to be so young and to be put out the league or to be relegated to something stupid.
A lesser status than what you should be is, you know, he is a bright, young, potential superstar of the NBA. Yes. And we saw potential. We saw great potential in him. You know, LeBron is talking retirement. We know he's not going to retire. This is just talk because he's going to play with his son, Bronny. We all know that. However, who's going to step? Right. But who's going to step up and take the mantle from LeBron James? And I believe that for a little while, Ja Morant was who everybody was pushing. They were like, this is going to become the new face of the NBA. And when you become the new face or the face of the NBA, there are expectations, there are requirements, there are benefits, and there are also restrictions. And now he is,
say it again.
Restrictions for those in the back, if you didn't understand. So listen, guys, when you work for a company, if that company is not your name and you are not the president and the CEO, guess what? There are some things that you cannot do. And I tell people, and I've had this conversation with my kids, Mr. Harp. I tell them, in my professional capacity in the university that I work for, no, I cannot post certain things on Facebook. No, I cannot put certain things on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, wherever, because anybody can search and find things and bring it back. I've had people come to me, Kim, I didn't know you were an author. You got a show? You got a podcast? People will look for you. They will Google you. I've had more than one person tell me, I Googled you. I just wanted to see. And I saw all this stuff come up for you. Oh, you do all kinds of stuff. And you know such and such. People will figure out your whole entire life by
That's
what
this
you
day
post.
and age. Today,
yes.
at the touch of a button,
Yes,
you can be found out.
Yes, everything. You know,
And
I try to keep
we
my
have
family
cameras
life
everywhere.
private. We have cameras. They swipe your license plate. We have facial recognition software that's everywhere. In the city of Detroit, we have shot spotter technology, which detects gunshots. There's technology where they're talking about, we want to make sure that we scan people's license plates. And if a license plate comes up that's wanted, or somebody is running from the law or whatever it is, we can quickly pick them up. And everybody's like, hold up, privacy. There is no privacy. There is no privacy. We have given over to that.
Every app that we download onto our phone.
Yes.
Once we hit that allow button, once we hit that allow button, it can now access our camera, our pictures, all the info in your phone. You know, all of these things that we search and Google keeps a track of it. So it always pops up in your ads. All the stuff you were looking for in Google starts to pop up in ads when you're in other apps.
Have you ever, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, have you ever wondered when somebody gets arrested and they say their search history show? That's exactly what you're talking about, Mr. Harp. They go back through Google and whatever other search engine you were using, because everything leaves a trail. Nothing is gone forever unless you truly know how to do it.
I try to tell my young people, you know, you have to live life like someone's always watching, because someone is. Someone is always watching. When you don't think you walking down the hallway, there's a camera watching you. When you're driving down the street and making a left turn, every stoplight, there's a camera watching you. Every store you go into, every parking lot you pull up in, there's a camera watching you. And if you know that people are watching you, you're less likely to do stupid stuff.
Right.
No, so, no, I know we don't always reach the same level of maturity at the same time. But, you know, we are not in that live and learn anymore. You better get it right. You better get it right the first time.
That's right.
All right, because there's no room for errors.
Not at all.
Because the errors will get to you. You know, the errors will come back. You know, and as easy it is for someone to go back through your history to find out what you did, how you posted, and some of the comments that you made, your ideologies and your religious affiliations, your political affiliations, they begin to form who you are and how you'll be treated and how things will go for you. You know,
exactly.
It's, you know, life is different right now because it's not ours anymore. You know, we have submitted ourselves to technology. And as many people are scared of the new AI, the chat AIs, and people making things with just a touch of your voice and able to make crazy things, to take your image and then make a mouth on your image and it looks just like you doing it. And now you have something that you didn't do on camera and you have to dispute that as well.
Exactly.
And so, you know, life is different right now. And, you know, the young people, as they're trying to traverse this land, this uncharted land, and, you know, the more mature people, some of the older folks who have no choice but to fall in line and to get with technology because it's not going to wait.
Nope, not at
you
all.
know. And so, um, also the last thing I wanted to say, the tragic thing, I wanted to say my condolences to the family of that nurse here in
Mm-hmm.
Detroit who
Mm-hmm.
was abducted by an ex-boyfriend and murdered, and the body was found in a car here in
Mm-hmm.
Detroit. And as tragic as that was that was rather recent. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
just the depravity of this of this world,
Mm-hmm.
the the non-sympathy, uh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
we just not sympathetic to
At
each other.
all. Mm-mm.
Um,
At all.
we have no, we as a people, in general, just have no regard for human life and each other. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it's going to change, Mr. Davis. I hate the fact I would not like to talk to you the next time and it'd be another 100 mass
Mm-hmm.
shootings
Mm-hmm.
by the time we talk.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a praying man, so I pray that won't happen. I pray that somehow, some way, that we will
Same here.
find a way,
Mm-hmm.
some
Mm-hmm.
common sense gun reform,
Mm-hmm.
that
Because
we
we
will
need it.
find a way
Mm-hmm.
to balance this budget and to get this country moving again.
That's right.
I
So
yield.
thank you, Mr. Hart. And so speaking of which, all that you talk about is giving a lot of people angst and making them very angry. And I've been talking about people being angry for the last few months on the show because it's incredible. You drive, you watch people be angry. You walk down the street, people are angry. You walk into a store, everybody's arguing and yelling and you don't have any chicken. This is my chicken. People are fighting in a grocery store and you're like, okay, seriously, what is happening here? So, Mr. Harp, one of the things I started thinking about, when you're working or you're dealing with family or you just having a tough day, sometimes it is very helpful to just go take a walk. And I will take a brisk walk, where that means I'm putting in some speed and in my head, because I'm a picture. I have a photographic memory. So I see things as pictures. And I just picture myself walking over whatever it is or whomever it is that's bothering me. And by the time I finish my walk, I have calmed down. I feel a little bit better. I've gotten a little bit of physical exercise. But talk about, what is the connection between when you're feeling angry and how exercise can benefit you?
Well, that's a very good question. Exercise is very soothing and it can calm you down. Regulating your heartbeat is one way. When we get angry and our heart starts to beat a little fast, and we start feeling the blood rushing through our temples, and you know, those are natural feelings, those are natural body responses. However, what we need to do, or what we can do to bring that down, is exercise. One of the ways to face the day with a positive attitude is to exercise in the morning. Okay. Many people find it hard to get up in the morning after they yawn and drink a couple cups of coffee. They feel like they can get going. But it is also a positive thing to start your day with a little exercise. For those who have the time and the willpower, get up, go for a jog in the morning, go for a walk in the morning, get the blood and the heart going early in the morning and clear your mind. Now, as I hear that you're talking about empowering yourself and stepping over your obstacles, that is a good mental way to approach it. And you're not doing anything with violence, so that's a great thing. However, your mental well-being can come a lot from your physical well-being. Okay, many of us are trapped in this rat race called life. Okay, and it's not easy. And the best of us can get caught up in a loop. And so one of the things that we can do is to exercise, take some of that stress off. If you're into some weights, lift those weights.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can go find a gym with a good punching bag.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, put some gloves on and knock the bag out. You're not hurting anybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's good exercise. Find a fitness class. Take a fitness class after work. Find a place with a hot tub and a pool or sauna. Those are always relaxing and some of the things that can easily take some stress away. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can also turn anger into motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We can take some of that anger of, well, hey, maybe we didn't get promoted. Maybe we didn't get that promotion. Maybe we didn't get that assignment that we were looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we didn't get that good grade that we were looking for, the students that were turning in papers. Well, doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world. But go take it out on some weights. Go lift a little weights. Doesn't have to be anything strenuous, anything that you can't do. But go ahead and put something into your muscles. Put something into your body. No, and then eat right and get some rest. But it's a good physical exercise is a great way to relieve some of the mental stress that we go through every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you can do it 3 times a week and just find a pattern, find a little rhythm, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. How about Wednesday, Friday, and then some day on the weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Find a little pattern where you can get 3 days a week, where you can take that walk, where you can take that run, where you can lift those weights, punch that bag, where you can do something to put your mind and focus into something physical, which would help you take your mind off of those stressors.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my best advice. Find something physical and put your mind into that, and you'll be amazed at how stress-free you can get.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that is great advice, Mr. Harp. And we know, and you touched on this, about when your blood starts pulsing and your head starts to throb a little bit. And so we know that anger, if it's unchecked, yes, it's a healthy, normal emotional. However, if we're not dealing with it properly and positively, then we can develop diseases. And we know that, people can have heart attacks, you can have strokes, you can have aneurysms, all kinds of things. You can develop high blood pressure because you're constantly in this fight or flight. You're always angry, just different types of things. Is there one particular exercise that's better than another for dealing with that?
Well, there's not one exercise better than another to handle stress. Stress comes in many forms and fashions. And yes, anger, unchecked anger, unreleased anger. People have been sitting on anger for years. And yes, it can cause some body ailments. However, my best advice would be to move. Move. Go for a walk, go for a run. Again, there's no exercise better than another, but start somewhere. Okay? Get those feet moving, get those arms moving. If you can get to a pool, swim. I've mentioned this many times. If you can get to a pool, run. Have your feet stay in contact with the bottom of the pool, keep your arms under the water, and run. Keep your knees going, keep those feet going. If you can invest in some of those aqua socks or aqua shoes so you can get some extra contact and grip on the bottom of the pool, invest in those. But run, move. The resistance of the water will do wonders.
And it feels great once you get out too. When you've had a really stressful day and you do water aerobics or you do weights, especially weights for me, if you do weights and it's like you bang it out and you're like, oh, I feel so much better. It's not that the problem is necessarily gone, but you have a different mental space. And so speaking of mental spaces, Mr. Harp, you say this all the time. The biggest muscle is where?
The brain.
So what are some practices that you would recommend, Mr. Harp? Is deep breathing good? Because sometimes I know when I get upset, I will do a series of deep breaths just to calm
Deep
myself
breath.
down.
Deep
And
breaths always calm.
okay,
Always have a calming effect.
okay.
And I
Is
would
there a
just say,
way to do them? Is there a way? Can you demonstrate how to do them?
well, in through your mouth and blow it out.
Okay.
Fill your chest up
Mhm.
and blow it out. Okay. Inhale, hold it for a second and blow it out.
Okay.
And just do 10 of those
Mhm.
and see how you calm down.
Mhm.
Okay. If you're still not calmed down and you feel yourself coming down a little bit, do a few more. Okay.
Mhm.
Once you do that and you start to calm down, get your mind right.
Mhm.
Again, I say go for a walk. If you have a gym membership that you haven't used in a while, now's a good time to go reactivate it.
Mhm.
Step into the gym. Don't be a stranger. Okay. Start somewhere. Ask the front desk. Ask a personal trainer.
Mhm.
Take an assessment if they offer one. Find out how to do some of the machines. Don't just go in and feel defeated because you don't think you can do it. Ask someone, and they'll be happy to show you. And once they show you, begin.
Okay.
Again, take it slow, take it light, do what you can handle. Don't have to go in and thinking you have to be the strongest person in the room. You don't have to compete with anyone. Put your earbuds in, put your headphones on, and fall into your own space. Okay? Work your lower body, work your legs, work your upper body. You have arms, you have shoulders, have a chest and a back. Work your abs. There's different parts of the body you can work on, and you don't have to do it all in one trip. But get started. Once again, move.
Mhm.
Just move. And that's all we have to do. Move instead of sit down. When you feel like turning the TV on, go for a walk around the block first. Dinner's going to be ready. Wife's cooking, husband's cooking. Go for a walk around the block. Take the dog with you. Take the kids with you.
Mhm.
Just go out for a walk. If you have the time on lunch at work, go for a walk.
Mhm.
Not like a 15-minute walk. You do this 5 days a week, you'll be amazed at how good you feel.
Mhm.
Invest in some good walking shoes, some good running shoes. Put them on, use them. Don't be afraid. Put a jacket on if it's a little chilly outside.
Mhm.
Don't be afraid. Go outside. That's my best advice, isn't it?
And that was phenomenal advice, Mr. Harp. And as always, thank you for being on the show and giving us good advice. This was a great conversation and great advice on how to handle our anger and how to incorporate physical fitness, and always keeping that in the back of our minds that our bodies need to move. Before we get out of here, Mr. Harp, tell us how we can find you, how we can reach you.
Eric Harp, Harp, like the instrument, all your social platforms. Eric Harp 9 at gmail.com. Hit me up.
Thank you, Mr. Harp, for being on the Kim B. Davis Show. We know next month you'll have another exciting topic, and we can't wait to sit down and talk with you. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.
Thank you guys for tuning in to the Kim B. Davis Show. You know me as your host, Kim B. Davis. And you can find me everywhere on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, LinkedIn at Kimberly Batchelor Davis. Batchelor is spelled Batchelor. You can see this show on youtube.com/Kimberly Batchelor Davis. You can hear this show on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Google, and Wisdom. You can learn more about me as an author at kimbdavis.com. Thank you again for tuning in. I hope you'll join us on our next episode. And as always, remember, be magnificent.